Mic check one. Hello, everybody. Good morning and welcome to the final day's coverage at the Veterans Cricket USA inaugural T20 tournament right here in Pearland, Texas at the Moosa Stadium. This matchup today features the LA Knights and the New Jersey Black Caps. New Jersey Black Caps won the toss and decided to have a bowl. Man with the ball in hand is the left-arm orthodox Sanjay Pandya. At the wicket opening the batting for the LA Knights are Janak Patel and Praveen here. And your umpires are Naveed Siddiqui and Rakesh Jain. Sanjay Pandya to get started. First delivery into Praveen here, clipped away down the leg side for a single to start things off here on the final day's coverage of what I think has been a really successful Veterans Cricket USA inaugural T20 tournament. This is Brian Walters. Happy to have been with you for the entirety of this tournament. And after a couple more games today, we will say goodbye. In the meantime, we will probably talk a little bit more throughout the course of the day about how you might be involved in what I believe is a really important initiative. Janak Patel is now on strike. Praveen here, 1 from 1. And Sanjay Pandya delivers this one to Janak Patel. He turns it down the leg side. They'll get just one here. In fact, it ran all the way down toward the boundary, but they still only settle for one. And in fact, it was a wide ball, so it's not a run off the bat. 2 runs to the total, but Janak Patel still has not yet faced an official delivery. That one fired down the leg side by Sanjay Pandya. The left arm orthodox gets a lot of wickets just bowling dead straight. Gets a little bit of drift, a little bit of turn, but for the most part, he will be at you at the stumps. And with that left arm orthodox, not surprising that you see a fielder at slip. This is played off the back foot, racing away, going through. I'm not sure why. Well, if I'll keep that alone. This ball is played through the offside and runs away for 4. So a little bit of maybe an ordinary start. 3 deliveries, make that 2 official deliveries, and the score is 7 because that was really played elegantly by Praveen here. Racing away through the cover region. 2 fielders allowed outside at this stage of the innings, of course. You're inside the power play. 2 fielders are at long off and sort of a deep extra cover. So has to be relatively straight. Sanjay Pandya, he usually is. This one is turned down the leg side for a couple more runs. And so again, just a little bit more of an expensive start than Sanjay Pandya is accustomed to. But the LA Knights, who I would think it's fair to say have not had the sort of tournament from their standpoint what they were expecting. We'll go through the standings in a minute to see how each of these teams has done. As of yesterday morning, the LA Knights had remained winless. Unfortunately, I'm not familiar with how yesterday afternoon's games went, so we'll take a look at that and we'll find out together what those standings are. A couple of good comeback deliveries here for Sanjay Pandya. And 1 ball now remaining in over number 1. 9 runs already on the board. And to the extent that you're going to try to sort of steady the ship after a bit of a rocky start to the over, I think Sanjay Pandya has done exactly that. Quicker delivery, played into the offside. So closes things out here with 3 dot balls, good close to the over by Sanjay Pandya. That's the end of the first over, 9 without loss. more of an examination by spin. Chintan Patel, left arm spin to be specific. Chintan Patel is looking to get things going here. Bowling the second over. Started out dead straight as always. Very similar in some ways to Sanjay Pandya. Sanjay Pandya a little taller, comes from a slightly higher trajectory, gets a little bit more bounce probably, and Chintan Patel tends to be as accurate and definitely fires it through on occasion like he did there. That gets through the keeper and it's going to run away for 4. In fact, it's off the bat, so it runs away very, very fine for 4 runs. I want to see exactly what that looked like on the replay. My sense is that that might have been an inside edge. Oh, okay. Under edge. Takes it right past the legs, or the off stump rather. And so it might be the case that Janak Patel might consider himself lucky to not have been castled on that one. But you'll take the runs any way that you can get them. That brings Janak Patel off of the mark. 4 from 2. Praveen here is 7 from 6. Janak Patel now defending a dot ball here to get to the halfway stage of over number 2. I've mentioned the standings. So the LA Knights, as of right now, have not yet won a game. No wins and 4 losses, so they are at the bottom of the table. Played down, in fact, played back to the bowler himself for a dot. Conversely, the New Jersey Black Caps are closer to the top of the table. In fact, they are at the top of the table, tied for the top spot with the Texas Red Cobras. 3 wins and 1 loss. Both have 6 points. In fact, there are 3 teams tied at the top of the table with 6 points. The Texas Red Cobras, the New Jersey Black Caps, and the San Francisco Blasters. But by virtue of a superior net run rate, it's the Texas Cobras who are actually the top of the table. And New Jersey Black Caps, who you're now seeing with Chintan Patel, the vice captain, having completed his over, in that second spot in the tabletops, or table toppers. That is the end of over number 2. 4 runs came from that over. The score after 2 is 13 without loss. Sanjay Pandya to continue. By the way, we did this yesterday and we're doing it again today. You will note that all of the overs are going to be bowled from one end for 10 consecutive overs, and then switch to the second or to the opposite end for the remaining 10 overs. My sense is that that's being done to save a little bit of time. Obviously, if you have a proper cricket match, you alternate ends after each over, but it's not the end of the world if you do the have the innovation that they've done here to make sure that the game gets through more quickly. So 10 from this end, the Massey Ranch Road, and the southern end of the ground, and the remaining 10 will be from the Pearland end, which is the northern end of the ground. Not much wind here today. The last couple of days have been very windy, and in fact, as I say that, the wind appears to be picking up just a little bit, but the wind is coming in sort of from the southeast really. So as you look at your screen, it is blowing from the your top left to the bottom right. And so from this end, if the players hit big, the batters hit big, they'll be hitting into the wind. But when the bowling comes from the other end, they will be hitting with the wind, if that makes sense. So last ball, in fact, second to last ball over, and that is defended in front of the stumps, no run. Oh, my apologies, I might have just missed a couple of deliveries there. That's in fact, it's 2 deliveries, now 4 deliveries bowled, so 2 left in the over. Sanjay Pandya bowling his second over. This is going down the leg side and signaled as a wide by umpire Rakesh Jain. Rakesh Jain operating at the southern end of the ground, and the umpire currently standing at square leg is Naveed Siddiqui. Here's Sanjay Pandya again. Better delivery, bang on target. So one ball now remaining here in over number 3. Sanjay Pandya bowled the first and now bowling the third, and you're having a double left arm orthodox spin attack here. Bang on target again, and that is the end of over number 3. Good over, only 2 runs coming from that over, one of which was a wide that you just saw. At the end of over number 3, the score is 15 without loss. Chintan Patel about to take up the attack. Bowl his second over. Reminder that you're watching the Veterans Cricket USA inaugural T20 tournament. The grand sponsors are Nitya Capital, a leading real estate investment firm. Ultimate Vineyards, a premium wine producer crafting exceptional wines that embody the spirit of excellence. Kadim Jewelers, a renowned jewelry store, 6 locations in the Bay Area. And Stelton Sports complex in Piscataway, New Jersey, offering pickleball, badminton, cricket, softball, and baseball facilities. And your apparel sponsors, Omtex. Omtex is the leading sportswear brand, providing high-quality cricket gear and apparel for players, officials, and staff. Slower through the air this time. So after a couple of dot balls, you see Janak Patel finally get one off the square. And he'll get a single here to backward square. So a bit of a slow start by these batters. Not much off the bat yet. Pravina here, 7 from 12. Janak Patel, 4 from 10. And I think you see evidence that there's just a little bit of difficulty navigating the deliveries from these 2 left-arm spinners. Flatter and quicker, pushed into the offside. Extra cover is in that spot. No run there, so 1 ball remaining here in over number 4. 16 runs on the board, and 3 of those are extras. So, and then there was an under edge that went away for a boundary. This is struck firmly. That is the first positive-looking shot by Pravina here. Hammered away over the top of extra cover. And that races away for the first boundary with intent for the day. So that's well played. Again, over the top of extra cover. That man in the deep was a little too straight at long off. And that means that that is your first aggressive scoring shot for the day. End of over number 4. The score is 20 without loss. $20 without loss after 4, so that run rate is 5. Continuing at that exact run rate will net you exactly 100 runs. And having observed the play on this wicket for the last 3 days, my sense is that that 100 would be well below par. Santosh Dani is into the attack now, bowling over number 5. Immediately, Janak Patel able to punch that one, make that Praveen here, able to punch that one into the offside. In fact, that was Janak Patel who got a single there to start over number 5. And I mentioned the scores that you've seen in the last couple of days. 135-ish would seem to be par. Lofted in the air, long run, almost able to get to it, that fielder from deep extra cover, but couldn't quite get there. As I've said a number of times already in this tournament, the younger version of each of those players probably makes that catch, or probably at least gets to it. But the innovation here in this Veteran USA tournament is one that I think is very important. So most of the players in this tournament are over the age of 50, but there are some stipulations where you can work younger players in, and I'll describe those in just a minute. Oh, struck right back to the bowler. That might have been a return catch. It would have been a difficult one, but I think officially counting as a drop there. So the innovations I mentioned, there are two members of the roster who are allowed to be between the ages of 40 and 44. Of those two, only one can play at one time. Quick run there, shy at the stumps. Oh, I think he was gone for all money. Had that been a more accurate throw. So two on the roster from 40 to 44. Of those two, only one can be in the 11. Then you can have three on the roster, ages 45 to 49, and of those three, only two can be playing at one time. So at any one time, you have a maximum of three fielders or three players who are not 50 years old. So 8 at least would be always over the age of 50. So that gives you a sense of what the different sort of accommodations are to be able to make sure that there's a good balance between veteran presence and some, let's call it, athletic ability. Sixth ball of the over is played into the outside. That's going to be a single down the ground. 8 runs coming from that over. At the end of over number 5, the score is 28 without loss. More spin. Hitesh Patel to bowl the final over of the power play, and he's yet another left arm spinner. Bowling around the wicket, it appears, between the umpire and the stumps. Bowling now to Pravin Ahir, 17 from 18. Janak Patel, 6 from 12. And the LA Knights, after having been inserted into bat, are 28 without loss. Tries a big hit, comes off the outside edge, goes into the cover area and goes away for 4. So not the cleanest strike, aiming more over extra cover on that one was Pravin Ahir. But the force with which he played the shot meant that even if it came off the outer edge of the bat, which it did, it still carried it away over the cover region for yet another boundary. So good looking strike from the standpoint of the result. Not exactly going where he meant it, Pravin here, but he does get another boundary. So he moves on to 21 from 19 with 4 fours and looking to be the more enterprising of the two openers. This is a good delivery, just short of driving length. Had him reaching for it. That's what you want to see from your orthodox spinner, especially bowling inside the power play, wanting him to be coming forward to reach to try to get to the pitch of that ball. Next delivery, a little bit fuller, goes for the big drive and misses, but it's too wide outside the line of off stump for the liking of umpire Rakesh Jain. So a dot and then a good looking delivery from the standpoint of length, wanting to change his length, but the line was a little bit too wide. Floats this one up there again, and this is played into the leg side. Long run for the fielder in the deep. I believe that's Chintan Patel out there. And he was not able to prevent a single, though. So 3 deliveries into over number 6. This is going to be 3 deliveries remaining inside the power play. And the field coming in for Janak Patel. They think that he is the one of the 2 batters who is less likely to get the ball roaring over the offside and on the leg side. But it feels like Pravina here is the more aggressive and the one who's more capable of scoring big. I don't think that should surprise anyone. Pravina here, a younger man, one of the 40 to 44 players I mentioned earlier. And my goodness, gets right through Janak Patel. Neither forward nor back to a ball that was on a good length. And it kept just a tad low and sneaks under the attempted poke by Janak Patel. And he loses his leg stump. So that is the first wicket to fall. Janak Patel goes for the score of 6 from 14 faced. Had one boundary, and it does mean that the LA Knights are now set back a little bit. One ball remaining here in the power play, and the 34 for 1. The new batter coming in is going to be Vinod Nair, another young man. So let's just say the batting pair who is now at the wicket will be essentially the youngest batting pair that you can have in this match, at least for the LA Knights. Pravina here in the age group 40 to 44. Vinod Nair, age group 45 to 49. So these would be two of the younger players in the squad. And so one ball coming up now inside the power play. It will be interesting to see whether or not the scoring rate can pick up from here. Vinod Nair really fancies himself as a good fielder, and I think that is obvious watching him in the field. When he's not watching cricket or playing it, he is a fan of athletics, the 100-meter dash to be specific. Vinod's favorite cricketer over the years was Mohammad Azharuddin, and he will probably be looking to play an Azharuddin type innings here. Last delivery for over number 6. Floats this one up there and played down the ground, immediately getting off the mark is Vinod Nair. That is the end of a successful over bowled by Hitesh Patel. At the end of that over, 7 runs came from it, but he took a wicket. 35 for 1 is your score. Second over being bowled here by Santosh Dani. And Vinod Nair has faced 2 balls and punched each of them down the ground and square of the wicket respectively. He's now 2 not out. Once again, this is the Veterans Cricket USA inaugural T20 tournament. And understanding that these players want to be part of what they refer to as their second innings. It's never a bad idea for people to be continuing to take part in a tournament or a sport that they love. It's always something to be admired. And this batting pair at the wicket has been around for a while. Obviously, all of these players have been around for a while, but both of them young enough to where they can probably get more utility out of quick running between the wickets and looking to accelerate the run rate that way. As of right now, your run rate is 5.68, so it's ticked up just a touch. Projection is 114. My sense, as I said earlier, is that about 130 should be par. Good looking stroke, stroked into the offside, but cannot get it past that fielder extra cover. So a couple of dots that followed up that single to start over number 7. Again, we're now outside of the power play. You can be a lot more defensive in the field settings. Long on and long off in position, deep extra cover, and deep third. Interesting field position. A deep third with a medium pacer is a curious call. And that's hammered away into the deep. That's going to be 4. That is a good looking shot. Stayed on the back foot, opened himself up, and hammered it away over the top of extra cover. So good looking stroke there for Pravina here. And he does look, again, very similar to what I said when he was batting with his opening partner, Janak Patel, that he looks like the more enterprising of the two. Up now to 26 from 24 with 5 4s. Wanted to go big again. Lost his shape there a little bit. A little slower through the air that time also by Santosh Dani. So good adjustment. And now one ball remaining here in over number 7. Bearing in mind what I said earlier, if he hits down the ground, he's hitting into the wind. And again, even though it's not as strong a wind as it would have been, he'd be hitting into that wind area. And let's see exactly how he handles it here. He does try to go hitting into the wind, and it goes down to a long off. They come through for a couple of runs. So that is what I was referring to earlier. The younger men have the ability to turn ones into twos. That's a good piece of batting. Ends up conceding 7 runs from the over. At the end of over number 7, the score is 42 for 1. Hitesh Patel starting his second over, and that ball attempted to play it through the offside. Vinod Naran ended up losing his bat in the process. No harm, no foul. Obviously, if the bat falls back onto the stumps, then that would be about the most embarrassing way of getting out, because that certainly would be out hit wicket. In the air, going to be a chance for 2 here, you would think. In fact, they'll get an easy 2, jogging through for the second. And Vinod Nair, 4 from 4. Pravin Ahir, 28 from 26. 2 deliveries into over number 8. And this is struck firmly down the ground. This is going to be 1, I believe. Now, interestingly, my sense was that these were T20 matches, but I'm looking now on the scorecard and it says that this is going to be a 15 over match. So we'll get clarification on that, see exactly what that looks like. This is clipped around the corner. Should be a couple more. Easy 2 for these younger men. And the scoreboard keeps ticking along. So if this is a 15 over match, then certainly we're talking about different restrictions for each of the bowlers. In other words, how many balls or how many overs can you bowl is very dependent on the total number of overs being played. Floats this one up there through the offside, racing toward the boundary. Should just be 1. And in fact, they come back for the second. Two more runs there, 1 ball remaining here in over number 8. Plays it off the back foot, and well played. And probably look for a couple more here, and they'll get there easily. That brings up the 50. Closes out over number 8 with another couple, and that gets them to 51. So 51 for 1 is your score after 8. Pravina here, 32. 34, pardon me. Vinod Nair, 5 from 5. And that is the end of 8. So it does appear as though we're playing a 15 over match, LA Knights and the New Jersey Black Caps, because they have made the switch. And so the keeper is now standing at the southern end of the ground, the Massey Ranch Road end, and the bowling switches to come from the Pearland end, the northern end of the ground. So 8 overs in the book, so apparently 8 from one end and then 7 from the other end is the way that we will be doing it. After 8 overs, the score is 51 for 1. And that does mean that compresses the game to some extent. As of right now, you have another 42 balls left, 9 wickets in hand, 2 young men at the wicket, so you might have the expectation that they'll start looking to be a little bit more aggressive. Looked good so far, this pair, and you've seen, I would think, some evidence that there is a certain amount of urgency running between the wickets for these two. And so pay attention to the extent that they can continue carrying along in that way. And now, of course, I started saying with there being only 15 overs, the extent to which you can have the number of overs bowled changes obviously significantly. The maximum number of overs that you can bowl as a bowler in any limited over match is 1/5 the number of overs for that match. So if it's a 20 over match, each bowler can bowl up to 4. But now, as we've gotten confirmation that this is a 15 over match, then you certainly don't have that option. By the way, this is Tapash Baisia, who's bowling from his first over from the Pearland end. Wide from the first ball and single, meaning that they're essentially scored 2 wides from that first ball, and then this first legal delivery is played into the offside for a single. So 3 runs from 1 legal delivery already. And to the extent that you can always find the urgency when there is a lower number of balls to be bowled, lower number of overs to be played, then that puts you in a position where you can think that there will be some accelerating happening in the next several balls. Of course, you only have now, after that delivery, only another 2. In fact, that was struck away for 4. Missed that when it happened live. My apologies. In all likelihood, that should have been stopped, but it did go away for 4. So apologies, I missed that. But 58 for 1 now is your score with 2 balls into over number 9. Played back to the bowler and past the bowler. They'll get 1. They may want 2, but no. Protection in the deep. Long off comes around and cuts that off. So it means now that you're down to the last 39 balls. 2 batters are well set. Well set from the standpoint that Pravin Ahir 35 from 30 and Vinod Nair 10 from 7, but he's essentially looked the part since he's been at the crease. This ball clipped into the deep, a little bit of fancy footwork, and Chintan Patel running around to make sure that that ball stays inside the ropes. A couple of runs there. So the scoring rate, yes, picking up just a little bit. And now with 2 balls remaining here in over number 9, already 10 runs from this over, 9 runs from the over before that. So the overall run rate is now up to 61. Up to 7.04. And that's struck down the ground. That's a huge hit, hitting with the wind. And that is the first 6 of the innings. Absolutely lovely strike from Pravina here. He's now into the 40s. 43 from 32 balls faced. The LA Knights are looking to be a little bit more aggressive, as I thought that they might. 67 runs on the board, and you're only now looking for the next 37 balls. So I expect for this pair to essentially make hay while the sun shines. You don't have a whole lot of balls left again in this compressed schedule. It's going to be a 15 over match, so you're down to the last 37 balls. And now the 6 overs and 1 ball remaining. And here's that last ball coming in now from Tapesh Baizia. Goes in the air again. Didn't get this one cleanly at all. And a pretty straightforward catch taken in the covers. So that makes a big difference. Pravina here was looking very dangerous and wanting to accelerate, continue accelerating. 16 runs came from that over, but Tapesh Baizia has the last laugh as he induces a ball shot from Pravina here. Pretty safe catch taken in the cover. So that is the end of over number 9. 16 runs came from it. Big over. Let's see if we can take that wicket up here. So that is the end of 9. The score is 67 for 2.
Morning, Brian.
So I want your thoughts, big picture, about where this tournament has been, where it can be, and what resources you need to look for. My goodness, that is struck straight down the ground. Should have been a single, ends up being a boundary. Your thoughts?
I mean, we're doing this first time, right? For veterans, people over 40, players over 40. So I think for the first tournament, we've done an amazing job, and that includes you.
Oh, too kind,
really enjoyed listening to your commentary when we were watching the games. My thing is, me, Janak Bhai, Mir Bhai, and all the owners, our first goal is how we keep everyone busy playing a format that is not a long format, that they can come and do some other activities also when they're in town, wherever. Doesn't matter where that tournament will be, whether it's here, Florida, LA. We want to make sure we are also doing some cultural stuff, So we've learned a lot in 4 days, things that works for us, things that are not working for us. And the beauty is that we're on top of it and trying to figure out how we can make our next tournament even more successful.
Couple runs to the backward square for Vinod Nair, who is now up to 18. Make that 20 from 12. The overall score is now 77 for 2. And 5 overs remaining here in the first innings. LA Knights against the New Jersey Black Caps. So Kuldeep, tell us about what was the genesis of this idea? What made you think that this is something that you wanted to do? And then how pleased are you with the overall response that you've gotten from the players?
So I'll answer the second question first. Is that we've got a very overwhelming response on it, right? Everybody is loving it, and the thing is, nowadays, what the most watch cricket is T20. We wanted to launch right around IPL time. We had picked that, so everybody's into that T20 mode. Second, now going back to your first question is, I play for Masters also, and we're playing 45 for over format. Definitely on that one, fitness is the biggest key. And a lot of people, they want to play that, but after 2 or 3 days, we see that they're struggling. So my concept, mine and Janak Bhai's, everyone's concept was, how can we do something where people can still play and not worry about playing 45 overs times 5, that's 200 plus overs in 6 days.
Yep.
Not even at international level is done, right? So we're like, okay, let's do this and see if people enjoy it. We can just give more tournaments, and I'm so happy that a lot of them are the same players from Masters. They're coming to this and they're enjoying this too. So it's I think I'm gonna be playing in 1 week from today, or 2 weeks from today, in that 45 over tournament, and again, we'll just see how it goes. But we overall, Janak Bhai, myself, we all enjoying this 20 over format, that 3 hours, 3.5 hours, and then you're enjoying watching other games or just going back to the hotel and relaxing and doing things that you want to do.
So you mentioned Janak by Mr. Janak Patel has now made his way into the commentary area. So we have two left arm bowlers. You're sandwiched right now by two left arm bowlers. One who's better than the other, clearly. And that's struck down the ground for yet another single. So, Mr. Janak Patel, first of all, talk to me about the fact that you are, let's just say you're not in the 40 to 44 age group, but you opened the batting. You've played multiple games over a number of days here in this tournament. What is it that keeps you young? And then secondly, tell me about your thoughts of the tournament on a whole.
It's all about passion, right? And it's all mind game. So your body reacts to that normally, and you got to stay fit. Any veterans cricket or any over 40, over 50, over 60, it all requires little extra effort to keep your body fit. And for me, the secret is yoga. There is another secret which I cannot mention it over here, but
okay. All right.
But yeah, yoga is similar to yoga as well. But
wow, that I was not expecting at 10 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday.
That went down the leg side for easy single. Meanwhile, let's talk about veterans cricket.
Let's hear it.
So yoga really is an amazing thing. It gives you a lot of flexibility, and your body, if you do very regularly, you can play over 60, over 70. Now they have started over 70 World Cup also, which is going to be happening pretty soon this year. That tells you that how much people have passion for the game of cricket. And we love to be part of it and grow more and more. And not only that, if we stay active in cricket field, obviously we are going to support a lot of youngsters. And in USA, in the mainstream, we need to break into mainstream. To do that, we give a lot of exposure to all the young kids, start from the school, from colleges. So we all can support and grow cricket that way. That went down the leg side for another single, Vinod.
So you mentioned the kids. Obviously, we're not talking about kids here, but how important is it that while you have players from the age of 40 to, let's say, middle 60s on the field that you can look around and see younger kids around watching this game? How important is that?
Because younger kids will start thinking that all these uncles are playing all these games, so there has to be something. So it attracts them, and then they want to try it out, and that's how they might get involved in it. Because any sports you see, they always watch on the TV, basketball, baseball. So this way, at least they will get more exposure.
So speaking of young kids, Kuldeep, I'm about to show you a post that was just made by a kid who you probably know. Read that.
That's the end of 12 overs, 84 for 3. LA Knights.
That's my boy. Man, I'm so proud of him. I still remember he bowled me one day in the nets, you know. And so soccer is in their blood, bro. Just, I mean, you know, it's amazing. You're older one, you know. You're younger one. I mean, you know, I know what you're going through because I went through the same experience with Quran. So, you know, basically, it's a proud moment, Brian. You know, let the boys know that we all are proud of them.
So you've not seen a grown man cry?
No, man.
I have tears in my eyes.
You know, it's funny. And I want to on air apologize to you also that day before yesterday everything was going crazy and I totally forgot to tell you to come to the dinner. You know, that is my apology to you sincerely on that part. But Karan came on the stage at the last Janak's like, oh, Karan has to come on the stage because and Karan didn't want to. And when he started talking, I had tears in my eyes, you know, and I had to turn back for a second. But that is what, you know, we worked all these years, Brian. We've played against each other for last 30 plus years. We've seen these boys being born in front of our eyes, and now they're taking a next level step than what we've done, right? So it's an amazing feeling. And
So
not too many people can do
You may
that.
have to tell Janak what we're talking about.
So Janak, basically how Karan is in baseball. Brian's both kids, the older one is playing professional soccer right now. And now which team did he sign? Because I know he was a free agent.
Just signed a new contract with a team in Savannah, Georgia.
Yes, an amazing athlete. And now his younger one, Jaden, he's going to be in your Bay Area. You know, right? So you're going to have to go and see him and support him.
Definitely.
Right? And both young men are amazing young men. I love them to death.
Wow.
You know.
That is awesome. That is awesome.
Yeah, you all might have to take this for a while.
That's fine.
Proud dad.
Shot.
Both the proud dad. Right here.
Rahul. Oops. Trying to get a second.
Just give me a second, all right?
Yeah.
We got 94-3 after 12.4 overs. Prashant. Let's push down and off for a single, Vinod. 91 for 3, LA Knights. So veteran cricket, Kuldeep and we came up with veterans cricket idea because of the T20 format is becoming so popular. And just few months back, Kuldeep and we talked and we both loved the idea and immediately we put it in action. And amazing response we got. We got 6 team owners right now and we are franchise based. We are trying to make it a very sustainable league. to get a lot of sponsors, and it's already only first season, and we got a lot of sponsors supporting this format. And hopefully next tournament we are planning a bigger tournament, and we will be doing some international tournaments also with other countries veteran cricket. And our format is catering to 40 plus, 45 plus, 50 plus players from all over USA. So we have 6 teams from LA, Northern California. We got Texas team. We got Florida, New Jersey, and Atlanta. We will add 2 more teams probably next season. In this tournament, in very short time, the way we pulled this through, the credit goes to Kuldeep Patel. He worked day and night to put all this thing together, constantly working, texting me, calling, and arranging everything over here in Texas. And to arrange this kind of tournament single-handedly, I really salute and thank Kuldeep for putting all this together.
So, anything happened when I was gone?
No, everything's good. Thank you, Janak bhai. Obviously, our goal is one. So it's whether me or everybody. We've all done this together, and our goal was to make it successful. So I think so, Brian. What's your thought on this first inaugural tournament?
My thoughts are pretty simple. If there is somebody at one end of a pitch with a ball and somebody at the other end of the pitch with a bat, I'm happy. And so from that standpoint, the more that you can get people playing cricket, the happier I am. But on top of that, to know that people like you all can continue to play a game, a sport that you love, and then create opportunities for others who maybe would have given up playing for whatever reason. Maybe, as you talked about, Janak, maybe you sort of need other ways to remain fit other than, you know, whatever it was that you're referring to that you can't say on air. But the more you can have opportunities like that for players that we're watching right now, then the happier that I am, because it shows that there is a market. I don't mean a commercial market. I mean there is a passion for that activity, and the fact that you can actually extract that sort of activity from people like this who are playing in this tournament, it all the better.
Yep.
And on top of all of that, if you all are operating and playing at the high level that you are, such that you can go on tours and play in World Cups at your age, with the USA emblazoned on your shirt, that in and of itself, it's a different element that makes me feel even that much better, because your activities and everything that you've done that sort of keeps that going has so many different elements that we can all be proud of.
Also, I mean, at this time, Brian, I want to recognize the Janak bhai did mention the teams, but Janak bhai, I'm going to mention the owners' names. You know, so we'll start from East Coast. So, you know, let's talk a couple of seconds about the fielding team's owner. So, New Jersey Black Caps, owned by Keval Patel. Janak bhai, what are your thoughts on Keval?
When we talked to him about this idea, he's the coolest guy. Keval just simply doesn't talk much, but he just said, count me in, that's it. And we didn't have to talk to him about anything. All he did is just went with the flow, set up the team, and he sponsored his whole team that no players has to pay. And that's one of the owner who shows some character towards the cricket and passion towards the cricket, and he himself is a great batsman.
Yep, I agree. Amazing person. We are so thrilled to have him on board, you know, and I think so he'll be a big stepping stone towards our success of this tournament, because what he's done in the first initial tournament by truly making something that at veterans we decided that let's make this tournament where the players do not have to pay anything to come and play. And Cable went 2 steps above that and took care of Brian entire team's expense, from the hotel to the airfare.
Sure.
I mean, just like it is in minor leagues and major leagues. So that now he's pushed all other owners to he's pressured everyone else that, hey, come on the table.
Yeah.
I'm doing this. I know you guys are doing what is required by the franchises, but I'm going above and beyond. Oops, there goes the run out. Amit is out. So in short, Keval, and also his right hand, Sid Das, who actually does all the work behind the scenes, so he gets a lot of credit, right? So Sid and Keval, kudos to you and your team, and right now you guys are playing this game for the championship. And I'm personally, as Red Cobras, hoping that Janak Bhai will go and take a fifer today, and try to throw Keval off balance, so the second game becomes,
the bowling also.
Yeah, so definitely good games. What can you ask for, Brian? Last day, there are 3 teams in contention to pick up the trophy. Can't ask for anything better than that.
Absolutely wonderful.
95 for 4. We have 1 over 4 balls left.
Actually, yeah, 4 balls left.
4 balls.
So, question for you. This is the inaugural tournament. 6 teams. Where do you see this tournament in, say, 5 years?
So, again, any league that is a franchise-based league, right? I've seen that if you go more than 8 or 10, it's not successful. Right, but being United States, this is second innings cricket, right? We call ourselves passionate cricketers for life. So as long as there is commitment financially and physically, we can grow more. Maybe grow just like American sport, and have, I believe we can have at least 16 decent teams.
Wow.
Because like California can have 2, Texas can have 2, East Coast can have 2 teams. I mean, Georgia, we got yesterday someone reached out and said, I'm willing to do what you're asking, just like Cable. Give me a team and I'll make sure no player pays to travel, hotel, nothing. So look, already teams are approaching. We've got a call from Chicago, that we want a team in here. We got a call from a gentleman here, Seattle got called. We got a call. We saw a gentleman who's playing in San Francisco team, and he's from San Jose area, and he's wanting a team. So already we have so many people there wanting a team. They're willing to do what we are asking them to do.
Fantastic. And look at that. That is the end of the innings, and the LA Knights end up on exactly 100.
I think, Janak Bhai, everyone needs to raise their bat when you go out. It's a team 100. So moving down from New Jersey Black Caps, let's recognize now Georgia Titans. And the co-owners of that team is Junior Das and Jalwant Vakil. So they're based out of Atlanta. Again, amazing sets of human beings, both of them. Really helped us a lot in the background. JV did a lot of this scheduling, and also Junior also were part of all these arrangements, and he also hosted the event Friday. So that's where Georgia Titans. Janak Bhai, what do you have to say about JV and Junior?
They both are amazing individuals during this tournament. JV and Junior, we have been playing cricket in past also, but in this tournament we came very close, and we had so much fun with both of them. And they both are so dedicated and work behind the scene so much that we can't thank them enough.
So we'll go a little bit down towards Miami side. So we have Florida Hurricanes, right? Rizwan Bhai. So I'll tell you a little bit about Rizwan Bhai. Very technical person. All the meetings, will throw something out there, some technicality will come from his hand. That is just Rizwan Bhai. I love it. We just have to throw something in there and he'll throw that ICC rules. Right? That by ICC rules this. So we have to Google. He's the Google of the rules. Amazing. So everyone who's in there, they're bringing some kind of flair. Like he has a lot of experience. He at this age, they played like 7 games before they flew in here.
Oh wow!
So today he's playing the 11th game.
Wow!
Some of these players in his team. So he was very happy to see Mac come out here to play this tournament. So again, Florida Hurricanes, kudos to Rizwan Bhai to put up that team. Now, if we go the other way around to the West Coast, obviously Janak Bhai and Mihir Bhai, and also Amit. So Amit is the one who came at the tail end of our arrangements.
Yes.
But he has done an amazing job with all these logos, giving the banners, designing them, doing the website, and everything. So been a really good help on the IT side of it. So obviously no words for Janak Bhai and Mir Bhai. They're the co-founder of this tournament. We just have a special guest walking in. Let Brian introduce, or I'll introduce. So we have Vijay Patel, 20 plus years head coach of Gujarat Cricket Association. Good morning, Vijay Bhai.
Morning. It's a lovely day here. I think there are a few drops of rain coming in, but I don't think it will rain too much. But let's see. Let's have a good game today. Both the games are important for the championship. So let's see.
So Brian, Vijay Bhai for 20 years. He's the only coach in Indian domestic history to have won all the formats for one state. Coaches, they go different states and win T20 here, days here, 1 days here. But in 20 years, he's won everything for Gujarat. And his finds for the country are Jasprit Bumrah. Since they were 13 or 14, they came in his wings. Parthiv Patel, Akshar Patel, and many more who could have represented India, but you know how talented India is, so they played all the way up to IPL and still waiting in the wings to make it for India.
Amazing. So Coach, tell us a little bit about your involvement in this tournament here this weekend.
Actually, it's inspiration from Kuldeep Bhai, who brought me here to introduce to U.S. cricket to me. And actually, I was involved in MILC from first year itself when Kuldeep asked me. But first 2 years, it was virtually I was doing it from India. Last year, I did it from here. And it was an amazing experience. Yes, definitely, cricket back in India and U.S. is a different, totally different. But then what I am seeing here is cricket is coming up in US. A lot of interest has been created in cricket. Lot of youngsters are coming up. Even from India, I am getting a lot of calls that they want to play in USA. So I think cricket in USA is coming up. Let's see how USA board takes it and how the boys are groomed up for higher level of cricket. And definitely this year, US representing US team in the World Cup T20, it is an additional boost for US cricket. Let's hope best for the US cricket.
Fantastic. And so you're also involved either directly or indirectly with the Lone Star Athletics. Talk about what you've done with them and how good a franchise do you think that franchise is?
I think I had talked with a lot of franchises since last year, but I think Lone Star Athletics first and the foremost thing is Lone Star Athletics is having a beautiful ground where they can practice on turf wickets, and I see a lot of there are not lot of turf wickets in US, particular in Houston. PV is there and Moosa is and beautiful. And I think you feel a cricketing sport atmosphere once you come to Moosa. Even when I walk in the Moosa Stadium, I feel like, come on, let me go change and go and play in the middle. That is the feeling you get at Moosa Stadium. And in MILC, LSA is lucky enough to have this beautiful stadium in their hand. And I think the way, yes, first year was good. We just missed the bus. Second year it was some, and always it's there. I always talk to Kuldeep. First year is it's easy because no one know each other. But then from next year all homeworks are been done. So we should be also vigil homework. We should also do homework for each players, each team. Last year I say they did well. We had good players. We had good performance. We reached in the Super 8, and it was a nice experience. And let's see this year how everything works out. And definitely it will be an interesting tournament for MLC 2024 also.
Really wonderful thoughts, and really good to have somebody with your pedigree being able to not only contribute in a tournament like this, but for me, more importantly, with the younger kids who are playing in the Lone Star Athletics and in that team, to be able to have the benefit of your knowledge and your experience. So thank you for everything that you've done with them.
Thank you.
So Kuldeep, it looks like we're about to get started in the second innings. As a reminder, the team that batted first, the LA Knights, after having been inserted to bat by New Jersey, scored exactly 100. And so now New Jersey will be coming back out. We'll see who the opening batters are, but the Kings are Knights rather, slowly making their way to the field. What do you think is going to happen in this game?
Well, I'm just hoping that they take 10 plus overs to chase this. So I'm being greedy here, so my run rate stays up there. Otherwise, then I'm in pressure again. But no, the person who's coming to bat, he's very dangerous. Both of them. So I can already see what they're planning to do is attack, because I think Fazal is there. Fazal coming in, number 8.
That is going to be
and Monty.
Basal Alam
and Monty.
And
it's Monty, number 5.
Yep. Manapa,
yeah, Monty. Okay. So both aggressive batsmen are coming. So ladies and gentlemen,
this done in over number 6.
The fireworks are gonna begin. And if they both get going, this is not lasting 5 overs.
And so, for those who are not exactly sure what you're talking about, talk about the net run rate situation and how it advantages the team that is batting second right now, as it compares to you, I'm assuming.
Yeah, well, so I think New Jersey Blacks are sitting at .90, and basically they're assuming that if the second game, one team is going to win if the full game happens, and so they're going to be worried about that run rate. So right now they want to be safe by going over 1.5. So now for them to go 0.60 up, they have to finish this game pretty fast, so they can climb up there. But I think so it's a tough task that 80. I'm thinking, what Vijay bhai, what's the run rate kind of thing, about 5 overs? If they chase, the run rate might go up, or how much?
I think it's a 15 over games, right? So I think 5 overs, 100 runs, 5 overs. No, I think it's 8 or 9 overs, 100 runs. So
yeah, it's a mathematical question. We need SP for that here. I'm blessed to have SP on my team, man. He keeps an eye, There he is. I see him out there. But one more thing I want to let the viewers know also who are in Houston, if they're listening, or if anybody listens in the future when they're watching the game. So Vijay Bhai is here, Brian, and we've just now, with blessing of Saki Bhai, and we're starting a academy, LSA Cricket Academy in Sugarland.
Repeat that again, please, because that is important.
We are starting LSA Cricket Academy in Sugarland, Texas, and we are going to have our first camp, summer camp. That's what we're going to start from. Have amazing coaches on board. So obviously Vijay Patel with level 3 coaching. We have Asad Pathan, who's played for RCB and also for Railways and Gujarat. He's also part of this team. And we have Chaitanya Bishnoi. He's also level 2. And also obviously Karan is there when he comes off from his season of baseball. And obviously then I'm also there. So trying to make sure that, we've seen academies everywhere, and the biggest struggle is, with the timing and the kids and their scheduling here, that a lot of things are done indoors, right? And our problem is when we get those youngsters at minor league level, they're not mentally tough and on fielding, and that they're always having issues. And the reason I don't blame the kids, but the thing is they're doing everything indoors, and there's only so much of fielding work and throwing work we can do indoors. So we are starting a complete outdoor academy that's going to be there, and we've thanks to Fort Bend County, Darren, our Commissioner Dexter, to give us lights on our ground, where we'll be using that lights to do some coaching and also some night games on our ground and in Sugarland. So hoping in 3 weeks, our first camp is on June 3rd. So if any young lads want to join our camp, please reach out to me. And my information, I guess you can Google and you'll get my information. So it's very easy to get
Just
my phone number.
say the name of the academy again.
LSA Cricket Academy.
That's LSA for Lone Star Athletics, LSA Cricket Academy.
Yes, and here it goes. Fireworks starts.
You mentioned fireworks. 14 runs from this over already with five balls bowled. So they're looking. What did we say just now? A run rate of 13 is what they needed. Well, they have 14 from 5. So I think they definitely get the memo. Another 87 runs needed for victory, but I think they're thinking well beyond that. They're thinking of finishing this in 7 or 8 overs. So Manapataya.
Monty.
Monty is the lefty.
Good bat. I really enjoy his batting.
Switching the field here because he scored about 12 of those runs right through that mid-wicket area. So now they're strengthening the field. That spot. Half ball. And this is crashed one more. So yes, the memo is absolutely received by Monty, and the Pasala hasn't even faced yet. 18 runs from the first over. Okay, so LSA Cricket Academy. Tell folks exactly where it is again.
It's in Sugarland, Texas. Right. So kids are welcome from everywhere, but this should benefit the kids living in Richmond, Rosenberg, Sugarland area, where they don't have to travel too far. At the same time, Vijay coach brings a great coaching from Gujarat, and it's the basics that he wants in these kids, that those kids, if they stay under him for 4 or 5 years, look, if he can produce Akshar and Jasprit, right, when they were 13, and he's the one who took them all the way to the seniors, right? So I have no doubt that with what he has in mind, that he's gonna be able to help a lot of kids, get what they want in cricket, right? I mean, everyone aspires like Brian. Our goal is, there is no parent who doesn't say, I want my kid to play for the country. Right, there goes the first wicket. He's out. So here goes the first wicket. So one danger man gone.
Send that one.
Yep.
To your academy.
No, he was probably coming here.
Was a
Yeah. So
wind up and missed by Pasalala.
yeah. So basically, the problem we see here, we want to address this, and like I said, every parent wants their son or daughter to play for the country, right? And it's like a needle in a haystack. So we want to educate. Let's have them play the sports for the right reason, right? And then, if they're working hard, if something happens down the road for them, we all will succeed together. But from the first day when you put so much pressure on the kid, right? That kid, what I've seen at 14 or 15, they kind of give up on it. Because there's so much peer pressure, just like studies. When we were growing up, the peer pressure was on just studies, right? These kids, they peer pressure on studies and school. And that's where we want to bring that education to the parents, right? That, hey, let them enjoy the game, let them play the game first. Once, if they succeed, automatically, once their minds get mature, they'll know themselves what they need to do now. Minor league and like Ace have done a great job of giving a platform to youths, where we have to play couple youths, in every game. But that's where we are struggling. Is youths are talented in batting and bowling, don't get me wrong, but where they're having problem with the mental aspect of it, because now you're playing with seniors.
Yep.
And when you go inside that boundary, it's a war. None of those professional think that's a kid. They think that's another player. So they expect them to also do the same thing. And like my experience of 3 years of minor league, right? When they come down, the kids are mentally like, they're upset, because that's one, teaching is not given to them, right? They've always played. They don't have the mentality to sit out on the bench. Soon as they don't play, they drop their shoulders, things like that. So this education also needs to be given to them, right? This is part of the game. How many times me and you have said on the dozens of times, right?
Yep.
So that meant, what happened? Monty's down. I hope he's okay.
Played a sweep. Feel for leg before, but clearly no indication from the umpire. So inside edge. The plan seems to go back for that second round. To be hobbled. So certainly don't want to have someone injured. Fortunately, maybe that be hurt. But you probably heard this before.
Ooh.
Never
No, he didn't.
beware a wounded batsman.
Yeah.
He's
hurting.
Nothing to do but swing. Those can be sometimes the most dangerous batters to face.
Well, speaking of Monty already knows that's his game. Why did he take that one and risk himself? He can do more damage by just swinging it. Look at him, the way he did the first over. Oh, he's struggling. I hope he's okay.
So, 80 runs needed. Lots of passes. Injured Monty, then he made longer than expected.
Especially if he can take twos.
Sure.
So I want to ask Vijay Bhai of this venture we are about to do in the LSA Cricket Academy, right? What do you see, and what will you bring to Houston cricket? Something that would benefit the future cricketers of Houston and Texas and USA.
First of all, I see if you want to improve cricket anywhere, we should go to the grassroots level first. And what I saw during my earlier visits, visiting all academies and indoor academies, first of all, most important thing is children should understand the importance of fitness very well, because fitness is the thing, yeah, which will. First of all, fitness that boy should understand what a bowler, what type of fitness a bowler needs, what type of fitness a batsman needs, because there are various things involved for a bowler and for a batsman. Then another important thing is younger boys. There is a lot of going on about nutrition, but my experience says a boy of 13, 14, he should eat whatever he wants. But then, yeah, because that is his age. But another important thing, what Kuldeep Bhai talked, and it's very important, role of parents. Because way back in our country, in India, it's a small place. Boys has not to travel too much. There are a lot of mode of transportation, so they go alone and everything. Here I see a lot of distance and a lot of things involved. So parents have to come to drop the child and give some time. So parents' role is also very much important, and how to boost up a boy. And what I think, cricket is not only playing on the field. It's also to develop discipline, to develop a boy into a smart gentleman, to face any consequences, anything right in the life. So a lot of things depends, and we have got a lot of programs with us. We have also a program for parents. What is the role of the parent? What parents should do for his child to play, and for child also we are having a program for like time management and mental toughness, and apart from cricketing skills and everything. Because nowadays, you know, cricket is not only a game of strength; it's playing with the mind. So mindset is, and mental toughness and to handle the pressures of the game is very much important. So that is also a part of the game right now. It was a time when strength matters, but now obviously strength matters. But then mental strength also matters because of the outside pressures the children face. And so, at younger, tender age, if they start learn how to handle the pressures, I think definitely.
It's interesting. I think the piece where you involve the parents is always something that will be important. By the way, this game we're looking at here, 3 overs done, 25 for 1 is the score. So you said a few times about boys, but do you also have the urge, or is there any motivation to involve young girls in the academies?
Yes, definitely. We are having this. This is because it's a normal routine. I said boys, but now nowadays definitely yes. Women's cricket is also coming up everywhere throughout the world. You see, or you play, or you see all the countries. Women's are playing. Even ICC is also favoring women's cricket, and so even. I see here also in US, I read and I see a lot of pictures of women, young girls playing cricket. Definitely we had the same plans for young girls, women also. Let's see how it works out, because I think cricket is the same. Only thing is the strengthening part and certain things for according to the body of a woman and a man. We have to differentiate, otherwise everything is the same. So it is important for women also, and we are also planning to have include women in boys, women, girls in our teams.
Is there a difference in training approach when you're training boys versus training girls?
Yes, definitely. Difference is the timing. and certain fitness programs which are meant only for boys. Otherwise, I don't see any major difference in the training part. But then the timing set is the most important. And one more thing, as far as strength training is concerned, there is a women's strength training will be less than what boys do. But then obviously a bit of strength training, but it will be a particular strength training for particular part of the body. What I said earlier, like if she's a bowler, then she needs certain strength only, and if she is a batsman, she needs certain strength only. So gym, outside on-field activities, training, aerobic and anaerobic are more important than strength. But yes, strength is also equally important for boys and girls.
Understood. So it's interesting. My sense is that the Houston area is base. Other thing that I'm thinking about is Houston is very diverse. Have actual people who know what cricket is because of the Caribbean. But obviously you're also in the fourth largest city in the U.S. So there's a ton of people who are active. Is there any part of your program that targets specifically people who don't know what cricket is? Introduce it to them?
Let's see, we are starting cricket here, and we will try to market it around the Houston. And as you said, is the best. One of the best part of this part of the country is the weather condition. Because I think this is the best weather condition for outdoor cricket to be played around the year. Yes, there are certain months you can understand, but overall it's a good climatic condition to play cricket. And what you said, yes, all West Indians, even Sri Lankans, Pakistanis, Indians, all know cricket. All families must be involved in cricket. But then, yes, what you said regarding even Caribbean is a cricket crazy nation. So cricket is in the blood of in all these nations. But yes, for this American people and other people will try to promote the cricket in schools and where from grassroots level, from where we get all the diversified boys and girls, and make it interesting for them. Let's see how it works out. Definitely we'll try to promote cricket everywhere, and let's see how it works out.
That's wonderful. So that is the end of over number. In fact, that's the start of over number 5. The score is now 37-1. You know, it's important to me, and the reason why I asked you the question is because we are a small cricket community in this country, but the cricket community can be that much larger when you sort of cast a wider net and involve people who are from outside the cricket community to be introduced to the game. So I think that's important. And I'm glad to hear that that's something that you think is important as well. As far as this game is concerned, another 60 runs needed in the next 10 overs and 1 ball, 10 overs and 2 balls. So it is going to be an interesting close out to the match here because, as we said earlier, New Jersey Black Caps in all likelihood have the batting to overhaul the total, but do they have the ability to get up to the run rate that they're looking for? If you're coaching the New Jersey Black Caps, the team that is batting, what would you want to see from them in this circumstance?
First of all, I would have calculated the run rate right now, what is required, and then accordingly would have made a game plan and instructed the batsmen. So important thing is the run rate. Right? What you said earlier, awareness. Now T20 World Cup being played here, and Major League Cricket all being played good cricket. I had heard Steve Smith and all are also joining this year. Maxwell is joining this year. Definitely, that will create more awareness in US regarding cricket, and definitely you see the craze of this T20 World Cup. I think let's hope it creates more awareness among various communities not involved in cricket also, because they must be, like, what's going on. What is the yesterday? We had a few American guests here in our match. They were interested. They were asking. They were sitting with me. They had come with some of family members. They were constantly inquiring regarding cricket, how it's played, what's going on, what is run. Because it's nearly resembling to baseball. So only thing certain difference. So they made lot of inquiries, and they were so interested. They went and saw whole match. So I think that's a good sign.
Yes, very much so.
Yeah.
Down the ground here, so that is the end of over number 5. 47.1. So they're scoring at the rate of 9.4. They need the rest of the way to score 5. So can they score 5.4? Yes. Do they want to score probably 15.4? Absolutely. So we'll see exactly how they chase the rest of the way. And I guess the next question I want to find out, always under your tutelage, or can you find maybe a baseball fielding coach and show them, certain things that they need to teach the kids in order to be able to field properly in cricket? In other words, are there skills that you can find in other sports that coaches in other sports are good at, but that could be applied to cricket?
Yeah, definitely. Basic skill is fitness, and certain skills are similar. But then in cricket, as far as fielding is concerned, I'm sure you're talking of fielding. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes, you need some specific skills also. How to stop the ball? Where should be your hand? What should be your shoulder position for underarm throw? Where should be your right leg, left leg? Where should be your toe pointing during a long throw? How your hand movement from where to where it should go? So it's a minimum injury prone throw. So yes, skills are also involved in fielding technique, yeah, and obviously some. But basically, if a coach is a sportsman himself, and if we can talk to him, he definitely will understand, and even a baseball coach, because as I told you, throwing and everything is same. Only thing is ground fielding is is different. By catching and everything, it's understandable. It's the same. So there is a bit some difference, but overall it's okay, fine.
All the sports that are played in America, baseball would seem to be an obvious one. So there's some skills from baseball that are transferable to cricket. Do you see any other sports where the basic activities in that sport, in some ways, you think, if somebody's good at that sport, they'll probably be good at cricket also?
I think, first of all, I don't see any except baseball, any sports who gives resemblance to cricket. As far as skills are concerned, technique is concerned, but yes, fitness, yes, football and even basketball and fitness level should be. I think in a shorter version of sports, fitness is more important than this longer version of cricket, because in cricket, like, you get time to relax your body standing at the boundary, but in basketball or something you don't. Even you play 40 minutes, 45 minutes all the time. But then I think baseball is the only sports very much resembling to cricket, yes, than other sports.
Cricket, is that not the same thing where you hit the ball off the ground? I've never really thought that to be the case, but do you see any similarities there though?
I think in the baseball that swing is important, yeah, and that swing comes in cricket also. But The difference is in baseball, your swing is with foot firmly planted on the ground, and in cricket, your swing is foot moving front foot, yeah, back foot. That is the major difference. You can't hit a shot foot planted on the ground and swinging the bat in the cricket. For that, you have to move the feet. But basic swing, yes, the technique of swing is the same. Yeah.
All of the players who you've had in your tutelage, maybe not, give me 3 or 4 who you think really, the one epitomized the spirit of cricket, the number 2 have had the success
I had seen Virat Kohli at his younger age. You are talking of Indian cricket?
Yes.
Yeah, Virat Kohli, yeah, he was some boy who we saw growing up, and from the tender age it came to the mind that this boy is going to do something. Another boy which I had personal experience with him is Shubham Gill. Just I give you an example, we were playing a under 16 match when he was under 16. We were playing at Bangalore. It's a state game, Gujarat versus Punjab. Last day, Punjab needed 400 plus runs to win the match. And I tell you, they won. The way Shubham batted, oh my God. It was like, how to get him out? No way. We tried every tricks, fair, unfair, every tricks.
Right.
But the way he batted, everything was hitting in the middle of the bat. Shubham Gill was oh my God, a great. At that time, under 16, I saw him, I met him, I congratulated him. That time it was like, this boy can do something. And since last 2 or 3 years, it proved he is now one of the mainstay of the Indian cricket. Yes, definitely, Shubham Gill. And talking of our own Jasprit Bumrah, yeah, I was told when he was under 19, we were having our state practice, and one of my coach told me, sir, there is a boy, he was an odd action, he's going too quick at this level. He wasn't even selected in the district tournament. We said, okay, call him to the state nets directly. We saw him, and he was impressive. At the age of under 19, bowling with this odd action and this pace, he was getting a lot of wickets. We made him to play some district matches, and then we directly introduced him to under 19 level. And then from there itself, he grew up. We saw his progress day by day. We saw his progress, and only thing then we had, we must be knowing, we have the National Cricket Academy and MRF Pace Foundation where Danis Lilly, Magraj used to come.
Yep.
We also send him there because we saw some potential in him. So we thought, let us send him for grooming to some seniors. And we got a good report of him, and we were saying, don't try to change his action. Let him do whatever he wants. It's an injury prone. We also knew, as a level 3 coach, I know biomechanics of cricket, we know it's injury prone. But then if we try to change his action, his knee and everything will go. So okay, then gradually we saw his rise, and then he played for Mumbai Indians. And I tell you one thing, our Indian cricket is growing up because of this IPL. Young players rubbing shoulders with the international cricketers. They learn a lot from a younger age. In 2021, we are included in the team and playing with senior. Same thing happened with Jasprit Bumrah. And what he told me, good.
So that is the second wicket that goes down. Great catch taken on there. Full toss, thought that was going to go all the way for 6. There takes that catch probably 6 inches inside the ropes and long on.
So this cricketer, what I talked with Latish Malinga and all, playing with him in Mumbai Indians, he learned a lot, and now we can see the result today. He is the ICC number 1 bowler. So I had also seen his rise from zero. I'm talking of Gujarat, Akshar Patel I'm talking of. He comes from a humble, small village near Gujarat, where cricket is, I think, no, it's tennis ball cricket played everywhere. But then certain things like mental toughness and everything, we also introduced him in our state team. And from day one, he proved, and we saw something in him that this boy might play, and he also represented India. I talk of our Indian captain Rohit Sharma has also interaction with him. He has also played in zone with me. He was, when he is going to bat and he is batting, you see him like batting very lazy. You feel like a lazy cricketer. But what an amazing mental toughness! And I said he was the first batsman to score initially century in all the formats. T20 he's got 100 against us. In one day he got 100 against us. He got 100 against us. So amazing cricketer. So I have also seen his rise, and he was upset in between because of some selection criteria and everything. But then he was a potential. We can see he can do something, and today he's at the top. Yeah.
Back to this game, 59 for 2 for Shanti Phillips in the battle. Full toss, second consecutive full toss. He's already taken 1 wicket with that full toss from the first ball, and this one just played to mid wicket for no runs. So 42 runs needed in the next 46 balls. Just a touchdown, 6, so 5 for 8. You mentioned 2 bowlers last night. Bang shit. Anyway, certainly not at 50 plus. But you mentioned Lasik Malenga and of course Jaspreet. Both have very good. Both are tremendous bowlers. One is and one used to be. Yes. At what point as a coach do you make the decision, you know what, I need to let the ball exactly success, or do you say, you know what, that arm is not coming straight over the top, or your load up isn't right, I don't like your gather, and try to work on those aspects of it? How do you make that decision?
The thing is, at a tender age, if a boy is 13, 14 years of age, we can make him to change his action. But once it's like body mechanics, it works. If I'm talking of Jasprit Bumrah, his action is from childhood. He is bowling like that. So from years he has bowled. So all his body parts and all are used to it. If I try to, and when what biomechanics has taught us, and what biomechanics or body mechanics says, if we try to change now at a certain age, if a boy is above 19, you can make a certain adjustments. You cannot change his whole action. If you try to change his whole action, if I try to change his hand coming up then it might happen that his leg might not coordinate with his hand. So it's difficult because all his body mechanics, body development is such, and from years he is bowling like this, so it will be difficult for him to change. Only the thing is slight adjustment if you need, if his wrist is falling, if his head is falling or something like that we can make. But playing for years with such action and you cannot change everything, because then if you try to, he can bowl, yes he can bowl, Malinga can bowl right round arm, even Jasprit if you make, he can change his action, but then that knee you need, that you don't get, because the power comes from torso and it is from a larger part, it is transmitted to the lower, smaller parts of the body. And if we try to change that any of the action in the smaller part of the body, you don't know what happens to his body mechanics. So it is not advisable. At a small age, yes, when it's growing up and everything is still is growing up, we can make changes if we want. But then I don't think that after a certain age it is advisable to, what I told you, the same thing we were advised from NC and MRF, that please don't try to change his action, because they did his Bumrah's very deep analysis, body analysis and everything. Because nowadays you see this technology, you putting all the hundreds of wires on your body and testing everything. You can make out which part of the body is what is the mechanism of your body, from where what power is generated. So it is so now advanced and as said, it's a body mechanics, it's a human body. All bodies are not the same. So only adjustments are advisable than making whole these actions or everything. Even any boy. I talk here also. I talk with a lot of boys. We have got few young players, yeah. But pace bowlers are not coming, and they are good bowlers, really good bowlers. They need only some push. I also talk to them. Now you need some adjustment. No changes in your action. Just a few adjustments. And I think it was a time, few years back, everywhere throughout the world cricket, it was dominated, I think, by Australians. These biomechanics and everything has come into play. All techniques have changed. But then, over the period of time, all biomechanics. Tell me one thing. What is the biomechanics? Dhoni playing a helicopter shot. What biomechanics? What biomechanics? Nowadays, the concept is, if you hit a ball in the middle of the bat, and if the ball goes where you intended it to go, that is the biomechanics. That's the cricket. You see this after this popularity of T20 cricket, these shots from where these innovative shots are invented. What biomechanics in reverse sweep and that hook shot. So getting runs, not getting out, milling the ball is more important nowadays. Yeah, this with the advent of this limited over cricket, the whole concept of cricket has changed. Yes, but one thing is sure: if you are having a problem with certain things, then grassroots, you have to go to the grassroots level. If you allow me, I'll give you one example. India playing in Pakistan, and Rahul Dravid batting on 200 something plus, and he, while defending, his bat was coming from gully, not coming straight. Sunil Gavaskar pointed out in his commentary that his bat is coming from gully, and you know how great this Rahul Dravid and all players are. After the match, he was not out, they batting 100 plus runs. He came back, he watched. After the match, he took some boy with him, and he practiced 500 balls defensive, just grassroots level, coming straight.
Wow.
That's why they are the great players.
Mm-hmm.
So that is the importance of grassroots cricket technique, improving from the grassroots level. You have to go to the base. If anything goes wrong, you have to start from the grassroots.
You are still a relatively young man. How long are you going to coach until?
Till my legs allow me, mind is strong, but body allows me, I'm going to teach. Then it's like, if you go older, if you have problem, then you can't give catches, but you can always advise, stand there and advise what to do, what to not to do, show the boy something, how to do. So, and nowadays a lot of analysis has been done, video analysis. So
that's interesting. So as far as this game is concerned, another 29 runs needed in the next 38 balls. Indibir Singh is a bowler, swept away into the deep, should be 4 runs here. Good looking shot. And from now, another 25 runs are needed.
Indibir Singh, yesterday we played against them.
Mm-hmm.
Looking to his body structure, when he came to bowl, I thought, oh my God, let's have fun. He will be hit for sixes and fours. But the amazing bowler, what he bowled with this body. And after the match, I talked with him.
Yeah.
I talked with him, sir. I told him frankly, when you came to bowl, I thought, how will you bowl? He told me, yes, I understand with my big belly, but then he has played 19 in India under 19 level cricket with. He has played with Virendra Sehwag, Ashish. Then I told me, we talked a lot. So that's why now, yes, okay, your body is, but then your mind is strong enough.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell you, the way he bowled yesterday, it was amazing with this body, and it was not like 6 balls. He finished all his quota bowling perfectly. That was the best part. So this how this mind is important in cricket nowadays. Yeah.
So end of over number 9. 6 total overs remaining, but this thing may not go another 6 overs because all they need is 24 runs. So scoring at the rate of 4 runs and over is all they'll need, but you would think somewhere around 3 or so overs is all they'd need of those 6. And Manapotaya is on 44 from 27. Prashant Patel is on 11 from 7. So at the end of this game, there's a second game that is coming up. The game later on this afternoon. And look at this, a swipe and a miss across the line, and he is gone. So that is the end of Prashant Patel. 11 from 8 is what he ends up with, but clean bowled here in the first, or from the first delivery of over number 10. And I was talking about the second game today. The second game is going to be between the San Francisco Blasters and the Texas Red Cobras. You talk about Texas, so you're definitely here having you have some contribution to at least tangentially understand what's going on with this team. What are your goals, if assuming that you go into the last game tied with the team that you're playing, San Francisco? Are you looking to win outright? Is it just a matter of being able to get confidence among the players? What would the goals be going into that game?
The first and foremost important thing is to win the game.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think run rate will come into play.
Mm-hmm.
So my advice was, first, it's a 15 over games. Let us plan like first 7 overs, 50 runs is fine. If 1 or 2 wickets are gone, no, don't lose too many wickets.
Mm-hmm.
But then the thing is, and one thing, this is a veteran cricket. If you are playing a regular cricket, then it's a different story. Fitness level is different and everything is different. So I think today what the team we are playing against, yesterday I saw them. They are also strong in the batting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they had some big hitters yesterday. What they were batting, they had big hitters. But definitely first thing will be to go and bat 15 overs, and winning to win the match is important, and let's see how it progresses. But I think 15 overs, if we bat first, then around 140 score will be advisable. Definitely 140 around score will be more advisable, and then let's see how it works out. Yeah, then we plan according to the bowl. Today I think wicket seems nice. A ball is coming on the bat. No issue. Whatever cricket I had seen, but you had seen a lot of wicket here. What do you say regarding this wicket?
The wicket is decent. One thing I noticed that today it seems to be turning a little bit more than it did in the first couple of days. Of course, This is a brand new wicket, so it was played on for the first time on Thursday.
Okay.
And I saw a little bit of turn, particularly from the left-handed spinners when they were bowling from this end, the southern end. So it will be interesting to see if that continues. And of course, Houston has a very good spin attack. So maybe even if 140 sounds like it would be high for 15.
Yeah, but I am talking of high, absolutely high, but I am talking of net run rate part.
Okay, so this is aspirational.
Yeah.
This is what you want
because you have to also calculate everything simultaneously.
Yeah.
Win is first, but then with the win also, it's not that only you win and you are through.
Yep.
You win and you run rate. Once you win, then net run rate will come into play. So win first and then simultaneously go for net run rate. How it works out. Exactly. But one thing will be good for Red Cobra, that they will have a clear picture.
Mm-hmm.
What they want, what run is required, though they bat first or they bat second. If they bat second also, they will have a clear picture what is required for them to be on the top in the run rate. So that is a positive one. Talking regarding the wicket, I think from Thursday we played the first match, but then regularly every day matches are being played.
Yeah.
So I think for ground on the same wicket all matches are played, and so ground when curator will also not be having time to get this wicket prepared. You must be only having a roll on it and play next match. So obviously it will take toll on the wicket. Let's see how. But overall it seems not that bad. Yeah.
That's put away through mid-wicket for yet another boundary. So the first ball of over number 11 from the man who you think is a tremendous bowler, Indibir Singh.
Yeah.
Knocked away for 4. That means another 11 runs are needed in the next 29 balls. So pretty much, in fact, with that shot, Sandeep Patel gets up to 7 from 3, and we didn't acknowledge it when it happened, but Manapataya is on 50 from 30, so good batting from him. Next delivery. Oh, wanted to go big again. This could potentially be a run out, and in fact, wicketkeeper Peter Jones whips the glove off, but not able to prevent that single. So another 10 runs needed. So it's all over but the shouting now. Just wanting to see what the last or what the final margin of victory is going to be. Manapataya, I would think, would want to end it in this over.
They must also be counting this, right? Yeah.
Yes, you would think that that's the case. Oh, tried to play that little late cut. Don't see very many late cuts played again these days. But who was the best exponent of the late cut that you'd ever seen play?
Best exponent of the late cut I've seen play. Whoa.
Looking to knock the ball into downtown Pearland, charging down the pitch, missing it and getting bowled comprehensively. So that's the end of the day for Manapataya. Batted well, 50 from 32, and that means that the New Jersey Black Caps are now 91 for 4.
I think the way this second inning started, first over, we thought it might be over in 10 overs.
Yes.
But then it's good. It's this fielding side does a great job. Their match extended 11th over. 12th over.
Best late cut you've ever seen.
Sorry? I don't know. I should see Gandapur. Amazing square cuts and it. I tell you, what I tell you now these days, the thing is, after this T20 and you see all type of shots everywhere. You like everything, every shots you like. But because and you have to play everything to survive in this T20 cricket. You have to play every innovative shot. But I think Gandappa Vishwanath, they are great to watch.
So you are engaged mean that the name Frank
Coral actually definitely heard of a great cricketer, but then I have not seen him playing cricket too much. Any cricket playing Frank Coral, because in those days there was no TV and nothing. So what we read and what we hear, that was the only thing. Nowadays we can get lot of views. We know all the players because a lot of cricket is and lot of all the cricket is on there. This our veterans. This is also live telecast, so you can watch sitting home in the big screen. You can watch. Even not only Test cricketers, Eastern veteran cricketers, US veteran cricketers also these days.
So 5 runs. I think theory of this game.
Yeah.
Nod. If necessary, probably 14 also. Lovely strike down the ground, but in fact he got all of it. That is the end of the game. Absolutely lovely strike there from Jermaine. Jermaine Bat, one of the young men, 40-44, and he ends the game with a 6 right down the ground. So lovely shot. New Jersey Black Caps win by 6 wickets. Scorecard. Abdullah batted 50 from 32 with 8. Spot on the line, unfortunately for him. He'll be looking for a ball, but when they will tell him, they're trying to tell back a decent lift with 9.
Thank you. I had a nice time with you. Thank you.
So that is the end of the day. The bowlers did decently. Raul Barrio 1 over, gave up 18, but the other bowler did really well. Here, Gandhi, Sugar Singh, but in the game. So join us here in about another hour. We will have the back end of this back end of Texas Red Cobras against San Francisco Black Sox. For now, signing off for the moment from the Moosa Cricket Stadium in Pearland, Texas. See you soon.
Hello.